2021 was the most life-changing year I've lived yet. It's the year I learned that everything I've known about myself up until this point was essentially a lie. It's the year I learned terms like breadcrumbing, dog whistling, enmeshment, codependency, love bombing, discarding, triangulation, word salad. I learned these terms because 2021 is the year I realized I was being covertly and narcissistically abused by a malignant narcissist and her flying monkey and enabler daughters. It's the year I realized my husband was a covert narcissist himself, as I identified the abusive tactics he pulled on me not only during his family's abuse, but the 16 years we've been together. It's the year I learned that cognitive dissonance is a dangerous state that causes you to have compassion for someone abusing you. It's the year I discovered a level of sleep deprivation I didn't know possible. The year I learned I have a diagnosis called complex PTSD, which likely takes the place of the myriad of childhood diagnoses. It's the year I started to peel apart the onion of my own childhood neglect and trauma and learned it wasn't right to be a child, put on numerous meds with no plans for talk therapy. The year I saw through the reframed childhood facade that I'd been fed and started addressing the wounds. The year I stood up to family members for the first time, unafraid and unshaken. The year I learned that when a child fails to receive adequate nurture from their parent, an intense pining for love pervades their entire life. The year I first heard of a mother wound and set off on a journey to address it. It's the year I became so sick of what was happening in my life, so sick of all the pain and trauma, so sick of the hurt from people who supposedly love me that I said no more. It's the year I refused to shrink myself down anymore to make those around me comfortable. It's the year I entered into a vortex of self-discovery. It's the year I learned I could become something called a cycle breaker. The year I learned it wasn't healthy to hold my kids responsible for my mood. It's the year I realized the ridiculous audacity to expect a child to identify and control their emotions when I myself struggle with the exact same thing. To learn that in one of my daughter's meltdowns, it's me that should be regulating my emotions rather than snapping at her to regulate hers. It's the year I joined TikTok and found a community of people who were willing to listen, engage, and encourage with me on my journey. It's the year I learned I'm comfortable with people being uncomfortable with me. I don't care if my life bothers you, if my feelings are hard for you, if my questions about how you treated me dig up things you'd like to suppress. This year, I stopped expecting perfection of myself and my daughters. This year, I started accepting that I make mistakes so they know they can make them too. It's the year I learned that healthy relationships don't have manipulation and vindictiveness when someone is trying to set a boundary. I learned that crying isn't weak or embarrassing. I learned it's possible to heal my nervous system and that it critically needs to be done. It's the year I learned I don't have to inherit dysfunction. I can learn new ways of living. Trauma travels through families until someone is strong enough to deal with the pain that comes with awakening. I learned that healing may not look exactly how you imagine it. It may not go how you plan or in a linear fashion, but it is the most empowering journey you will ever embark on. I learned I am worthy of a life of joy, abundance, and love.